I feel like every time Crucial ever talked, it was making mad sense and mad
That
logic.
Crucial backstage.
Interestingly enough, we call it pharmacy, okay? But pharmacy actually's root word is pharmakia. And pharmakia means witchcraft.
Now we're going to continue this clip of him saying some more interesting things. But before that, subscribe to Aquarius Rising Africa 2. Subscribe to Crucial 13. Hit the like button. Leave a comment. Share the video. Now, the word pharmakia. Yes, I talk about this on my channel a lot. I've made documentaries about this. Actually means sorcery, witchcraft, okay? You know, me studying this thing, you know, while I was still experimenting with pharmacy drugs in my younger days, 2014 about, had me run into some demonic entities and all of that. So this is my specialty here. The day I figured out that there are interdimensional, parasitic, evil beings on the planet harvesting our energy was the day I decided to look into the word pharmacy. And when I figured out what it meant, and then I put two and two together and said, hold up, I'm on a pharmacy drug right now. Pharmacy means pharmakia, but pharmakia means witchcraft. Then all of a sudden, my whole world flipped upside down, okay? You guys can watch my videos to get the story on that. Now, before we continue with this brilliant clip, you know, you got a lot of the youth right now popping perks, popping Xanax, popping a whole bunch of stuff right now. And then they, you know, there's a popular term called demon time. Okay, does this make a lot of sense? Why everybody's a demon now and they're popping drugs and committing the most egregious acts onto society as we speak. As we speak, somebody is demonically, you know, on some drugs right now doing some wild stuff.
And like, people don't understand that that's pharmakia. And I believe it's pharmakoia. I learned recently, pharmakoi. I think it's pharmakoi is how you pronounce it in Greek. Also means human sacrifice. It means sacrifice.
Oh, I'm about to break this all the way down for y'all. A pharmakos, or pharmakoi plural, in ancient Greek religion was the ritualistic sacrifice or exile of a human scapegoat or a victim. Keep in mind that word scapegoat, okay? Now let me read. A slave, a cripple, or a criminal was chosen and expelled from the community at times of disaster, famine, invasion, or plague, or at times of calendrical crisis. I don't know that word. It was believed that this would bring about purification on the first day of the Thargelia. Damn it. A festival of Apollo at Athens. Two men, the pharmakoi, were led out as if to be sacrificed as an expiation. Remember to keep in mind that word scapegoat. Now it continues. Some scholia state that pharmakoi were actually sacrificed, thrown from a cliff, or burned, but many modern scholars reject this, arguing that the earliest source of the pharmakos, the iambolic shit, I ain't about to keep doing this, shows the pharmakoi being beaten and stoned, but not executed. Okay, who cares? They were still exiled. A more plausible explanation would be that sometimes they were executed and sometimes not, depending on the attitude of the victim. For instance, a deliberate, unrepentant murderer would most likely be put to death. Okay, now remember, before all, you know, oppressors came into these societies were always like high vibrational, you know, righteous, you know, went by the law, mostly universal laws and all that type of stuff. So when crazy things started happening, the oppressor at the time, who was still, you know, behind the shadows, you know, had to justify why some of this stuff would be going on. So and they still do this today. Check this out. What they would be pushing, like, you know, these drugs on the people, pushing certain things in society, and it would be messing with people. All right, so the people would start freaking out or whatever, and then just so the heat ain't turned on to them for doing this to the society, they would have to have a scapegoat. Somebody to just be like, hey, it's him. He's just crazy. We got to hurry up and get rid of him to save everybody else, even though they're the ones that put this shit onto that person. You would see it today in criminal organizations. Just so the criminal organization doesn't have to go down, they will have one person, the scapegoat, take the rap for the entire organization. Okay?
So it's fascinating. The word pharmakia and pharmakoi is sacrifice and witchcraft. And those are the two root words that we get related to pharmacy. And that's just, that alone is, I think, fascinating.
Well, then you look at the effect of these antipsychotic drugs. They're actually, with long-term use, they're shrinking the brains of these schizophrenics who are using them. They've virtually destroyed the central and the parasympathetic nervous system. So you talk about a sacrifice. These people are being sacrificed.
Literally.
You know, they've done hundreds of autopsies on long-term schizophrenics in state hospitals and found that the ones that were using antipsychotic drugs for years and years, their brains were shrunken like walnuts. And they're giving these drugs to children now.
And you guys wonder why I always stress this term energy vampire. A vampire is one who sucks blood, and energy is you. So you got these things that feed on your life force. And then you got these people that have sold you out. They're sacrificing you to these things, to these interdimensional beings that actually can come inside your temple and feed on you. So when they give you these drugs, these beings can feed off of your life force from the inside out. So, you know, when you're taking these drugs and your brain is shrinking, don't that kind of seem like some beings are in there like eating your brain or something's going on there, right? And you know, this is why anytime you're high off of anything, you have a different, you know, state of mind. You're not under your sober mind. You know, there's something else in there, right? Okay. And some people might be like, well, what about people that actually need them for their pain or for it doesn't matter. Two wrongs never made a right. So what is the one wrong? You doing whatever happened to you in your life that got you to where you're at, to where you need some type of the second wrong, which is pills and stuff to keep you from feeling this pain and all that. But I also know a lot of people that are in, you know, very terrible conditions that are going a holistic route and actually receiving miracles in their life. You know, so we got to start getting back to nature. We got to stop relying on the witch doctors. They have made deals with the devil long time ago, okay? I'm talking about a long time ago. All right, to where, you know, we'll have society accepting you guys in their temple. You know, now they got y'all wanting to take drugs, wanting to take pills, wanting to smoke, wanting to drink, wanting to put all type of external forces into your body, into your temple. Okay? This is no laughing matter. This is no joke. You might be having a fun time being high and all that, but I guarantee, I beg y'all, I tell y'all this right now, I dare y'all, take them drugs one day and then just start thinking about witchcraft, start thinking about pharmacy, start thinking about pharmakia. Be high off your drugs and then go, and I'm not talking about just tease it like, okay, pharmacy, and then just stop thinking about it. No, think about that shit. Just keep thinking about it. Think about witchcraft, and then put two and two together. Say, if pills are witchcraft, what am I on right now? I dare you to do that shit. And I want you to talk to me the next day and tell me what the fuck happened. Okay? There is gonna be some crazy shit going on that night. And, you know, I really want people to wake up to this because they really have sold you out to these interdimensional beings that are feeding on your life force. These are energy vampires. Okay, this energy vampire is not just a term for bad person who made my life, who did me wrong or something, whatever these lower level spiritual people believe. Okay, energy vampire is just not a term for a person that's doing you wrong. Okay, they've got something inside of them that's doing you wrong. Okay, and that's what we're here to show. And again, for the people that think they need this to get rid of their pain and all that, dude, you guys, there's a lot of people on the planet who just use that pain excuse to get high. So, but then there are some people that actually do want to get rid of their pain and all that type of stuff. But you're better off calling on them higher beings, call on God, the universe, the Most High, you know, and you have to really tell them, hey, whatever I did to get here, I'm ready to stop doing that. I'm ready to actually walk the narrow path. You're better off doing that than taking drugs. I swear to God. Anytime something ever happened to me where I was threatened with death, a few fucking times, I could have sat there and been like, oh, it's looking bad for me. I just need to rely on drugs. I deserve this. No, I said, fuck that. I'm about to get right. And the only thing that ever helped me from ending up like people that got, you know, little to no chance is walking that narrow path. And I promise you it worked. All right. So if you can't do that, then it is what it is. But, you know, start eating right. Stop doing drugs. Start drinking more water. Start going for walks. Start getting outside. Get closer to nature. Put your feet on the grass. Get closer to nature. Very key in this, right? Because nature actually heals. Okay, that sunlight, that soil in the ground, that don't grow life for no reason. So you got to get back in tune with that. Okay. So yeah, man. Everybody who liked this video, please hit the like button on the video. Subscribe to the channel. Share the video, please, and leave a comment. Importantly, leave a comment on what you think about this. This is crucial. I ain't woke. I'm up. Peace, love. 13. Get off the drugs.
Crucial 13, you all appreciate it. Shout out to you.
Get crucial.
I'm hungry. I need some bacon.
Look at this.
Look at it. This is the city I'm in right now.